Hey guys, Dr. Stephanie here, and today I'm going to show you 5 of my favorite hip stretches. So we're just going to go through them together, really kind of stretch out those hips, the front of our hips, the back of our hips, the rotation in our hips. You know, the hip is a ball and socket joint, so it moves in all different directions. And since we do a lot of sitting, the hips tend to get tight. And even if you're a runner or a walker, the hips tend to get tight because we just don't do a lot of side to side movements. And if your hips are tight, that can put more stress on your knees or your ankles or your feet or even your low back. So it's important to kind of work on hip mobility, hip stretching, just to kind of loosen those hips up so they're not just really stiff and tight all the time. Plus, it feels good. Okay, so just go ahead and follow along with me. First, we're going to do a bent knee fallout. So it's pretty simple. Just sit like this, and your knees are going to be bent, feet out in front of you. You're just going to let one knee fall out to the side and then come back up. Then the other knee and come back up. And just let it fall out as far as you can. Kind of press down with your knee and then come back up. You don't need to hold it for long, just a second or two. You want to kind of keep moving. Just get that blood flowing. Just nice and slow. Just pushing that knee down towards the floor. Kind of opening up those hips there. If you want to lean back further, you can. And if you can go all the way to the floor, that's great. If you can't, that's great too. Obviously, I can't quite go down that far. That's pretty far. But just open it up as far as you can go. Just let that knee drop towards the floor. We'll just go back and forth here. If it feels good to hold for a little longer on one side, you can do that. Just let it fall out like that. And then the other side. Back to the other side. Just keep alternating back and forth. Just like that. Back and forth. Just like that. Okay, let's do one more on each side here. And then we're going to stay in this position, straighten out one leg, and then the other leg is going to cross over like this. And you're just going to slide your heel back towards you as far as you can comfortably. Pause for a second or two, and then come back out. This is a great one for the piriformis, which is that muscle kind of deep in your butt there. If you're having any sciatica symptoms, any pain down the back of your leg, this can help. And this can also just help stretch it out just to prevent sciatica or other pain in your lower back or butt or hip. So you just slide back and then come back out, slide back and back out. And just slide back as far as you can comfortably. You don't have to get your heel all the way to your butt. You can just go a short distance if that's all you can do at first. But just slide back as far as you can comfortably and then slide back out. Slide up and slide back out. Let's do two more. And slide up. And you can pause here if you want a little extra stretch. And then come back out. And then we'll go to the other side here and same thing, slide back and back out, slide back and back out, and just slide your heel towards your butt as far as you can comfortably, and then come back out. Slide up, maybe pause for a couple seconds here, come back out, slide up, and back out. Just slide a few more times. And just go up as far as you can comfortably. Let's do two more here. And last one. Okay, from here, we're going to stay in the seated position and put our feet together in kind of a butterfly here. So what you want to do is you want to put your elbows on your knees and hands on your feet, and then you will push your knees down with your elbows. So this is the butterfly. Hold for about 5 seconds, then relax, and then what you're going to do is push up with your knees. So this is kind of what we call a contract relax. So pushing up in the opposite direction helps to activate those muscles, the opposite muscles, so that when you go in the other direction, those muscles can relax a little bit and can stretch a little bit more. So we'll do 5 seconds here, or about 5, and then 5 seconds pushing up. And then you should be able to feel yourself kind of being able to push down more when you push again. So just 5 seconds down, and then we'll push up for 5 seconds. 5 seconds down, and up for 5 seconds. 5 down, just push down as far as you can. Should be feeling a good stretch. It shouldn't be painful. So if it's painful, just probably don't push quite as hard. You can also move your feet out a little bit if you want to, if you need to do that. But you do want to be feeling a stretch as you do this. A stretch as you push down, not necessarily when you push up. Okay, push up. Let's do 2 more times. So push down for a count of 5. Push up for a count of 5. And then last one here. Okay, so that really stretches out these adductors, the inner thigh muscles. And then we're going to lie on our back. And from here, grab one knee. You're going to pull your knee to your chest. And sometimes you feel a little bit of a pinch here. If that's the case, you can kind of move your leg out to the side slightly, just so it's not pinching. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and then you're going to bring it down and do the same thing on the opposite leg. So we're just going to alternate back and forth, 3 to 5 seconds. You should feel it in your hip flexors, but also kind of in your glutes back here. And again, pull kind of out to the side if you're feeling a pinch in the front of your hip. And you don't have to pull as hard as you can, just kind of gentle stretch here. When you pull up too, sometimes you can feel, unless you're super flexible, you can feel a little bit of a stretch in this hip flexor. Alternate again. And down. And pull this one up. Let's do 2 more on each side. And this one. And last one. And last one on this side. Okay, and then from this position, we're going to take one knee and cross it across here. You can bring this other arm out to the side or wherever's comfortable. You're going to hold this for about 5 seconds. And then come back here, and then you'll do the same thing on the other side. So this is a great one for kind of a stretching, basically your whole back, a lot of lower back, your hip, but even your upper back, especially if you bring your arm out to the side here. And you can hold this for 5 to 15 seconds. We're just going to hold it about 5 today. But really get that knee on the floor. I feel like I'm a little tighter on that side. And if you can't get your knee all the way to the floor, that's okay. Or you can kind of let yourself rotate a little bit. And if you feel like you're tighter on one side too, you can hold that side a little bit longer. All right, let's do 1 more on each side. And last one here. Okay, so those are 5 hip stretches you can add to your daily routine if you want to, just really kind of loosen up those hips, reduce any aches or pains you have in your lower back, in your hips, even in your knees, and hopefully prevent any pain in the future as well.